This is our moment.
I'm your host, Cory Phillips.
Time to be great than today.
Offtop podcast.
It's a play. Bryant for the lead. Yes!
Time. Welcome, everyone. What's going on, guys? This is your host. You already know who it is. It's Cory Phillips here for the Offtop podcast. Welcome, guys, for tuning. Thank you, guys, for tuning in. Episode 19. I think we got that confirmed. 19. Like, subscribe, share the page. We're on YouTube. Actually, if you tried to tune in last week, we had some technical difficulties. So we went live.
Whoa! Don't blame this on me.
Sound good.
We're gonna blame this on Apple.
So we went live. It's on. Was it on Facebook and Insta?
Yeah.
Facebook and Instagram. This is episode 19. There should be no technical difficulties this episode. But welcome, you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate the love and support. We're getting a lot of traction on the show. So thank you, guys. Actually, funny story, at my job, they showed one of our videos. Yeah, that's a long story. I'll tell you about it after the show. But, yeah, word is getting spread around about the show. So, that being said, this is the biggest week of one of my, it should be a national holiday. I'm gonna go off. I've been saying it for years, and I'm gonna continue to say it. Super Bowl Sunday should be a national holiday. When the Seahawks went to the Super Bowl, both times,
it was a holiday.
The last two times they went to the Super Bowl, the whole city was shut down. All of it.
Yeah.
When they won the Super Bowl against the Denver Broncos a few years back, their first Super Bowl win. The whole city was shut down. The parade was going down. There was thousands of people, almost millions of people downtown.
They canceled my school for it.
Yeah.
School was.
It's funny you say that because the city of Cincinnati already told all the school districts in the local area there will be no school on Monday. They've already determined that. There will be no school on Monday.
Are you kidding me?
They're already planning on the victory.
That's real. That's true story. That's a true story. But obviously, it is Super Bowl week. It is Super Bowl week. We're going to be talking a lot of Super Bowl, previewing a matchup between the Cincinnati Bengals and, you already know, the LA Rams.
Hey, Cory, who are you rooting for?
I mean, isn't it obvious we're going for the Rams? I mean, this will be the Rams. If the Rams win, it'll be their second Super Bowl. Now, mind you, the Rams have 3 championships, but only 1 Super Bowl. Obviously, the 2 championships that they won were before the NFL merger, so it was the NFL championship. So it's pre-Super Bowl era, their 2 championships, but they did win 1 in 99. This is their 5th Super Bowl appearance in franchise history. Obviously, with the 1 win against the Tennessee Titans back in 99. You have the loss to the Patriots in 2001, and then you have the loss to the Patriots again in 2018. They're back in it this is 2021. They did lose in 1980 to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So this is Super Bowl appearance number 5. Hopefully, more than likely, in my opinion, will be championship number, if you want to call it, 2nd Super Bowl, 4th championship. For you hardcore LA Rams fans, this is, in most circles, this is their 4th championship. But Super Bowl era, technically, this will be number 2. So we'll be, and we won't have to go that far because of a Lombardi Trophy will already be in LA. I mean, the Super Bowl is being played in LA. So for the Bengals, this is going to be their 3rd Super Bowl appearance. Obviously, they went in 1981, and then they went again in 1988, both losses. The 1988, the most recent one, they lost to the 49ers. I remember that game very well. I watched that Super Bowl. It was one of the early, Chris Collinsworth, Bolden Esiason, Iggy Shuffle. You already know the business, but that was a good team. They just ran into a buzzsaw. I was telling my barber the other day, I was like, you remember that 49ers team reminds me a lot because you're playing Montana at the wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Bengals were good that year, but you just ran into a buzzsaw when you played Montana. It's kind of like the Chicago Bulls with both three-peats. I mean, and I love the Sonics. Besides the Lakers, I was a huge Sonics fan. And when the Sonics went to the NBA Finals back in '96, I mean, Jordan just came back, and it was just like the worst timing because they were such a good team. Won over 60 games that year, and sometimes you just have the bad luck of running into a buzzsaw, and Jordan doesn't lose in the finals. You know what I mean? And they surely didn't. So, same thing here. The Bengals, I mean, and we're going to get into it. I'm not going to get too deep with it before we get into the Super Bowl stuff. We'll talk about the Bengals and the Rams, in my opinion, on the matchup and what are the keys to the game. Also, we're going to be talking about the Oscar nominations are out. So, surprises. Oscars for the movie business is like the Oscar nominations, once that list comes out, is like the second biggest day compared to the day of the Oscars, actually. The actual day of the Oscars. But some surprises that I saw on the list, some people I got, some actors or actresses in some categories I thought got snubbed a few times. But we'll talk about that. The Lakers getting blown out tonight. I don't want to talk about that, but I have to mention it because it's news. Alvin Kamara in the news as he got arrested. We'll get into that. Got a big UFC fight. This is a huge weekend. Big UFC fight this weekend. Asanya and Whitaker Part 2. It's a huge pay-per-view. UFC smart for putting that pay-per-view the night before. You know everybody's not doing anything that weekend. Also, what movie trailers and commercials that I'm anticipating, because that's besides the Super Bowl game itself. I mean, halftime show I'll probably tune into because everybody has been talking about. We were talking about at work today Sunday. What the song list is going to be for Dr. Dre and Snoop. What are they going to be performing? Eminem, what's he going to be performing? Kendrick is going to be there. Mary J. What the song list is going to be for the halftime show. So that's going to be interesting. College basketball starting to heat up as we are a couple weeks away from March Madness getting ready to start. So there's a lot of teams on that bubble that need to win some games here down the stretch. So we'll get into all that. I'm going to try to get into all that. But it is Super Bowl Sunday. And it should be a national holiday. I will advocate for that. I will write letters to my senators and congressmen. This should be... Because nobody works. It's like a religion. Nobody works unless you're forced to work on Super Bowl Sunday. I myself will not be working on Super Bowl Sunday. Last year I worked on Super Bowl Sunday for the first time in I don't know how long. It was nuts. I mean, I got off work early. I got off right when the game started, so...
True. I remember.
I was gone.
Faster than you could say, oh shit.
It's just something about it. I mean, everybody's gathered around by the TV. It's like Thanksgiving all over again. You know what I mean? Food is flowing. Might not be turkey, but it'll be wings, some burgers, some bean dip, nachos. What's your guys' favorite Super Bowl Sunday snack? Comment. Let me know what's up. I mean, I gotta have wings. Gotta have wings. Crown Royal was a... What's your favorite chips?
Tostitos lime.
Tostitos limes are good. I got cheese puff.
Tostitos lime.
Pizza. Do you guys like pizza on Super Bowl? I'm a real big fan. The last few years of Super Bowl, we've been actually cooking some meals. Like dinner. Like prime rib a couple years back.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
Super Bowl?
Yeah. For the ribs are flowing. You know what I mean? Like we got ribs going, you know, barbecuing, got skewers and all sorts of shit, man. I can't wait. We're trying to figure out because obviously we're not going to be cooking. I'm going to be out and about, but I wonder what the food's going to be like. Oh my God, I can't wait. I'm like, I already know what I'm drinking. It's going to be Crown Royal all day long. Crown and Coke.
I need an Instagram live during that.
Crown and Coke. Crown and Coke. I'm going to get Alvin Kamara real quick because the story has taken a little bit of turn. As you know, Alvin Kamara got arrested on assault charges.
Oh, I did not know that.
During Pro Bowl weekend last weekend.
Nice.
Apparently, from the stories that I've read, I guess the police gave him an extra day before they came and arrested him. Because it was a fight that happened in Vegas on that Saturday night before, and they could have arrested him then. But they allowed him to play in the Pro Bowl, apparently. And then they picked him up afterwards. Now, do I think anything's going to happen? Probably not. They'll probably settle, and they'll settle out of court and get some stuff taken care of. But this is it's kind of a big deal as this coaching carousel keeps going on. As you know, Doug Peterson, if you haven't read, Doug Peterson got the job in Jacksonville yesterday. So he's the new head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, I don't have a problem with this hire. It's a shitty job. Because who in the world wants to take that job?
No one.
But I will say, out of all the teams that were looking for coaches, he was I said it a few weeks ago. Doug Peterson should be having an NFL coaching job somewhere. That being said, Lovie Smith got hired as the head coach of the Houston Texans. Another shitty job that you don't want.
He's trash though.
No, don't hate Lovey.
Now, I'm not gonna say Lovie Smith is trash because he
Took the Bears.
he's gone through it all. He took the Bears to the Super Bowl, and that organization is not Lovey. It's ownership and management that was shit when he was at that team, and he's still with the Super Bowl with Rex Grossman.
True.
You have Brian Urlacher, who was a beast at that time.
I went to an NFC title game with Jay Cutler.
Oh.
And they almost won the Super Bowl. They just ran into... Who did they play? The Colts?
Peyton Manning.
They ran into a buzzsaw with Peyton Manning, got him this first Super Bowl. But, that team defensively was really good.
If they win, that's a top 10 defense all time.
Oh, I agree, 100%.
Urlacher, Lance Briggs.
Now, Lovie Smith has been on the staff in Houston as their defensive coordinator. So he kind of... Huh?
You're bald.
I am bald.
I've seen it fully cut off.
Yeah, I had to do it for this week.
He's more aerodynamic.
Yeah.
He's like
Lovie Smith, I like Lovie Smith. I think he went over his time in Chicago. That was towards the end, the last few years in Chicago. Mm-hmm. He was past the time. When you're a coach, like Marvin Lewis. Over time, he was there a few years too long. They were consistently making the playoffs in Cincinnati year after year after year, but it was like one and dones. They would get
and Lovey had 3 10-6 years where they missed the playoffs in a row.
Yeah,
which is brutal.
Yeah. So, do I?
And he also was the head coach of the Bucks for a while.
Do I think it's a good hire? It's unusual. I thought they should have just went through an interview process to see what would be the best fit. And but I get it. I just don't understand what the Texans' plan is. I don't think they have a plan.
I was gonna say, do they have one?
I just don't know. And then the other hire, the Dolphins hire of Mike McDonald. I
had no idea who that was.
He is
I had to Google him.
Michael McDonald is the defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers. McDaniel. He's a defensive coordinator. He was for the San Francisco 49ers.
Defense or offense?
Oh, sorry. Offense. Sorry.
Okay.
Brian Flores.
Ooh.
Which Brian Flores was more of a defensive-minded coach, and the defense was top 5 in Miami.
True.
Is
Coaches like Belichick does.
Is McDaniel gonna? I'm not saying he's a quarterback guru. That would be on the more side of Doug Peterson, because Doug Peterson took a he Carson Wentz and took him. I mean, they were Carson Wentz before he got hurt. He was in the conversation to be an MVP. Then he takes Nick Foles, and I mean, they win a Super Bowl with Nick Foles.
But McDaniel's good at winning with a quarterback that's not necessarily better than average with Garoppolo. And Tua might be viewed as not better than average.
Garoppolo is trash.
I don't disagree. Did the San Francisco not just go on a playoff run, though?
Okay, Garoppolo wins games. I get it.
And it's all just because the offense still moves the ball. So maybe that's my...
Oh, is that the offense, or is it more predicated on the defense? Because the defense was really good.
So was Debo.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out next season, because he's got a tall task in his hands. I mean, it's either gonna go one of two ways for him. Either it's gonna get to the same level or better, and they'll be praising this hire, or they're gonna be like, "What the hell did you do?" And this team regresses. There's going to be a shitstorm of a wildfire going through the Dolphins organization. I'm telling you right now. We will keep a close eye on that.
Who's more likely to go to the playoffs next year? Jags or Texans?
I would say the Jags.
Trevor Lawrence, Doug Peterson.
Yeah.
That's got a chance?
I mean, at least you have some sort of a plan of what you want to do. You know the pieces that you have. You can't go no lower than the bottom. They were the bottom of the bottom.
They just need talent around the kid.
Right. The offensive line is shambles. You got to work on that.
Oh, yeah.
Good thing it's deep as far as offensive lineman talent coming out of the draft. So you should be able to get a guard or a tackle. And I think Jacksonville has 2 first-round picks.
They do.
So you beef up the offensive line. You're going to have to make a splash in free agency. I don't know a lot of players are going to want to come to Jacksonville and play, but Doug Peterson helps.
True.
Because he's a big name. He's a Super Bowl winning coach.
He does.
You got to change the philosophy and the
Eagles up
the
for
culture
grabs?
in what's that?
Are there any Eagles up for grabs?
Not really. I mean, except for, what's the guy's name? He's a running back.
Miles Sanders.
Miles Sanders is a free agent. So he'd be something to consider. So, and there's some teams trying to make some trades. You know, I mean, speaking of people trying to be out, I mean, Kyler Murray scrubbed his whole Instagram account of all Cardinals stuff.
Really?
And he's on a contract year. He's trying to be out.
Well, what if he goes to baseball?
Or he'll go to baseball. I mean,
He's a first-round pick.
He was a first-round pick. What team, for the Rangers?
A's.
Or the A's, yeah. So he can go play baseball. I think this is strictly about a contract.
He wants to be paid.
He wants to get paid, exactly.
I don't think AZ wants to pay him.
If you don't, you're going down. I mean, and Cliff Kingsbury is on the last year of his contract as well. So the Cardinals have 2 choices.
Well, they imploded down the stretch.
And yeah, that was due to injury. I mean, Kyler Murray wasn't 100% when he came back from injury. I mean, because at the beginning of the season, they were running rush off on everyone they were playing. Losing J.J. Watt was a big factor in why the defense was slipping a little bit. DeAndre Hopkins went down late, which kind of sealed their playoff fate.
Was he on your fantasy team?
Yeah. And you know who else was?
Kyler Murray.
AJ Green. Also didn't do shit.
Yeah, he was non-existent down the stretch either. He was just, I mean, I think AJ Green is getting
Too old.
Father Time is undefeated, and he's coming towards the end there. But that was part of the reason why. But okay, so this is the way you go. You just scrub your whole account, and you have 2 pictures up. One when you won the Heisman, and the other with CeeDee Lamb. And I know you and CeeDee Lamb are bros, but
Does that mean Kyler wants to go to Dallas?
no, absolutely not.
I don't know. He's from Texas.
It doesn't matter. They're not. The Cowboys don't want him. They're too love of Dak to be worried about Kyler Murray.
Too bad he can't finish.
So that'll be a story that we need to definitely keep track of because this offseason is going to be. It's going to be interesting. Very interesting. And then Dennis Allen takes over head coaching duties for the New Orleans Saints. A lot of questions with the New Orleans Saints. Joe Judge is going back to the New England Patriots as their offensive, not really coordinator, but probably is going to be the coordinator job because Josh McDaniels is in Oakland or in Las Vegas now. So we'll see what Joe Judge does. I mean, he was a wide receivers coach and an offensive consultant with the Patriots when he was there, so he's back there. We'll see how that works. And then Mike Vrabel, head coach of the Tennessee Titans, got a contract extension. Well deserved. Tennessee was the number 1 seed this past season. They just ran into a hotter team. And that's what I always say about, I mean, we're talking about this Super Bowl matchup. You got 2 4 seeds in it. And I always go back to, and I've always said this about the playoffs. It's really not about how you start. It's just how you finish. And wild card teams, there's a reason why they call it the wild card. Because you're catching a team that's on fire at the right time. The Bengals have been playing well at the right time. Because remember, we were riding them off earlier in the season after that 3-game losing streak. The same thing with the Rams. The Rams had a 3-game losing streak kind of in the middle of the season. That Packers game was horrible.
Brutal.
It was probably the worst game they played all season long. And then they rattle off 5 wins in a row. Bengals, same way. I mean, and then they beat all the big dogs in their own division. And that's what it takes. And I always compare it to the year the New York Giants won the Super Bowl. Now, remember the Giants that year when they played the Patriots the first time, they were a wild card team. I think they ended up 9-7. So every game was on the road, including the NFC Championship game in Green Bay. And Eli Manning was doing work on those boys. And they beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl where the Patriots were undefeated.
D-team.
You catch a wild card team. It's funny because the Giants did it again a couple years later, a year or two later, and again they were a wild card team.
Same scenario except San Francisco.
It's just that's just the way of the world. I don't care. I mean, we had both number 1 seeds knocked out in the divisional round this year. Think about that for a second. Packers gone, didn't show up. And then Tennessee, 1 and done. There's something ticking. But anyway, so I always say they're hot at the right time. Now, this Super Bowl matchup, and I'm going to go down. I am super excited for this showdown. I think the Rams are going to win this game. I think it's going to be close. And it's funny how a lot of people are saying the same thing that I said. This Super Bowl matchup between the Rams and the Bengals, the over-under is 48.5. Okay? .5 points. The real key to this game, it comes down to one thing. Who is going to be winning in the trenches? Because that's what it comes down to. Who's going to win in the trenches? The Cincinnati Bengals offensive line is not very good. And that's going to be the key. Now, you're going to have you're going to have Aaron Donald going over to right guard in the middle. That's what he usually goes. He might flip-flop to the other side and come from the left, but Aaron Donald usually goes to the right. So it'll be interesting. And then you have Von Miller even on the left or the right side coming off the edge. So the key to this matchup is going to be in the trenches. Can they keep Joe Burrow upright all game long? I say no. And I think it's going to be close because the over-under is 48.5. I like the Rams in this game. I think the Rams are going to win 27-21. That's going to be it's going to be close down the stretch until the very end. It's going to come down to a late drive, see if the Cincinnati Bengals can go by a point, and then the Rams defense is going to hold them. 27-21 final score. Let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with my prediction? Do you think the Rams are going to win, or do you think Now, don't get me wrong. Do I think Cincinnati's going to be a pushover? By no means, no. I think they will find a way. Joe Mixon is good. He had a great year this past year. It's just, I just find it harder to believe with the offensive line troubles on the Bengals side if they're going to be able to last through this game. But we'll see. But that's my prediction. Rams win 27-21. Some injury notes. Jalen Ramsey was on the injury report today. I think he'll be fine because they have another week. They'll have the rest of this week to heal up. He's got a hamstring injury. He should be okay. Van Jefferson was also on the injury report. Tyler Higbee is 50-50 if he's going to play. But overall, I think it'll be a close. It's gonna be a gunfight, back and forth until the end. But I am predicting the Rams will be holding up the Lombardi Trophy this Sunday. Okay, 3:30. What do you guys think? Let me know. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. Let me know what you think. What your predictions are. Who's gonna win the MVP? I think it's gonna be Matt Stafford. Because it usually goes to a quarterback. It's very rare it goes to another position player. But I think Matt Stafford will win MVP. I think he's going to toss a couple touchdowns. I think Cam Akers will get in one. Hopefully OBJ will catch a touchdown pass this Sunday. I'm hoping for it. OBJ, let me get on him for a second because I'm so happy for him.
Next Rams jersey?
That will be my next Rams jersey to win the Super Bowl. I mean, I already got on standby to order the Rams hat, championship shirts, Super Bowl stuff.
Matt Stafford. I'm feeling a little chilly, man. Brr.
Why?
Joe Burrow. I think he's gonna do it.
Listen, I'm not taking any away from Joe Burrow. I think he's amazing. I like his swag. I like his confidence. I just think it's not going to be enough.
They deserve it. I mean, not with
it doesn't matter if he deserves it or not. Their offensive line is in shambles.
True.
And you have two of the best defensive linemen to deal with. Yeah. You're going to have Aaron Donald over the middle and then either Von Miller on the left or the right edge.
He's going to get eaten up.
He's going to eat. Aaron Donald over the middle, it takes two of them to block him. And he still don't get the job done half the time.
Most teams.
And then on top of that, you can't leave Von Miller one-on-one. It's over.
What's the final score projection?
27-21.
It's a good game at least.
I think it'll be back and forth. It's going to come down to the last drive.
Do you think Stafford come back in?
No, I think it's going to come down to the defense. I think Cincinnati will have possession on that last drive, and the Rams, and they come up just short.
Von Miller force fumble?
Something, just like in the 49er game. It's going to come down to that. Ooh. A Von Miller or a Aaron Donald sack.
Are we going to be looking back?
Can I say this now? Broncos Nation is with you. Okay. Hey, Von Miller came out in his interview today and said, "I bleed orange and blue. I'm with the Rams on the Super Bowl. I'm right there with you."
Von Miller, I mean, he's Super Bowl MVP. He's won one already. So that experience is going to
He's the only one on your team that's won a championship, yeah?
I mean, pretty much. Aaron Donald went to the Super Bowl a couple years ago. They didn't win it. So I mean, I think Aaron Donald is more hungry than ever to win this one because they were so close, and it wasn't like the Patriots blew them out.
No, they lost by.
It was a bad offensive game for the Rams because
Jared Goff.
I just can't stand saying his name. Jared Goff. And to a smaller, I mean, Todd Gurley didn't show up either. He had a shitty game.
That's when he was hurt. That's when
He was hurt.
Started happening.
He got hurt in the NFC Championship game prior to that. So we already knew Todd Gurley wasn't going to be 100% going to that
Super Bowl. You guys
Super
shouldn't
Bowl.
have gotten the Super Bowl anyway.
Right. I mean,
Where's no call?
if we're going to be technical about it, I mean, there was a pass interference call against the Saints that never got called.
That's the only reason he went to the Super Bowl.
And we eased our way to the Super Bowl.
Just tiptoed in.
I'm like, okay.
You stole one from Drew.
That's all right because we were there Radio Road next week. You know what I mean? Talking to the press. You know what I mean? We were pulling some Marshawn Lynch. We were like, I'm just here so I won't get fined. Yeah. Just Marshawn Lynch all over. But seriously, I think it'll be a great game. I think it's a great matchup. It's evenly matched. I mean, they almost average during the regular season identical in points per game.
True.
And Cincinnati is nothing to seize that. They got 3 legit wide receivers that we're going to have to take care of. So that's going to be a problem. So I emphasize the key to this game is going to be in the trenches. Who is going to win the battle at the line? Can the Bengals keep Joe Burrow upright for at least 3 seconds? And that's going to be the key. It'll be interesting to see how they scheme this up. Because that's what I'm going to be watching for.
How can Cincy win this game?
They're going to have to protect Joe Burrow. They're going to have to run the ball, but he's going to have. It's going to be quick. It's going to be quick dumps. I mean, he's going to be snapping the ball. I bet you he'll be in a lot of shotgun. I think he's going to run a lot of just little corner routes, little curl routes, because they're not going to have time to throw deep unless he's in shotgun. And even then, I mean, who are you going to who are you going to shift? Who are you going to block more? Who are you going to chip block for? Because you're going to have to send an extra person to block for Von Miller, right? If he's going off one edge, you can't leave him one-on-one. And Aaron Donald likes to go up the middle. So it automatically, it almost to a way eliminates Joe Mixon. But they're going to have to run the ball. You cannot go one-dimensional with these guys. So, again, it's the line. The line play is going to be in the trenches. I can't believe I'm saying this, but with all the stars on the outside, on both sides of the ball, for the Rams, I mean, they do what they do. I mean, Cooper Kupp's going to eat.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, who are you going to block? You got Cam Akers. He can come out. He can pass block, or he can run screen routes. With Sony Michel. Then you got to think if Tyler Higbee plays, they're going to be at full strength. You got Cooper Kupp to deal with, OBJ, Van Jefferson, Tyler Higbee. I mean, and you think about this for a second. Imagine this team if they had Robert Woods healthy. Oh my.
Eaton.
Oh my goodness, dude. Brady would come out of retirement for that. But I think it'll be entertaining. I think it's not going to be a
Super Bowl MVP.
Super Bowl MVP is probably going to go to Matt Stafford because it's usually quarterback heavy. It's not. You very rarely find another position player that wins MVP.
Except for the guy that's on your defense.
I mean, Von Miller won. I mean, that's different.
He dominated.
Because that Super Bowl didn't have a lot of offense.
Both of that.
That Super Bowl didn't have a lot of offense. I mean, Von Miller was. I mean, how many sacks did he have that game? I mean, he was just
2.5, 2 forced fumbles.
Yeah, I mean that right there is MVP type numbers. I mean, if he does that again, I mean, he might win it again. It wouldn't surprise me. So, Deion Branch won it.
True.
When Patriots won another Super Bowls. So I mean, it's either going to be Matt Stafford or Cooper Kupp. Or it'll be Aaron Donald or Von Miller. One of those two guys. Or maybe it'll be Jalen Ramsey, get a couple picks.
Stephon Gilmore won it when the Patriots won.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Stephon Gilmore did win it. So, I mean, there's a number of players, but I honestly think it's going to come down to Matt Stafford. If he has, like, a perfect game with no mistakes,
300 yards,
300 yards, at least a couple touchdowns,
Yeah.
there's your Super Bowl MVP. He's raising the trophy. And well-deserved, because this has been how many years now? 12, 13 years?
So
And then he gets his first shot at
Didn't he just turn 33?
Matt Stafford?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I think he's
His
older.
birthday was this week.
If he's only 33, he's in the prime of his career.
He's got to be older than that.
I think he's older than that.
34.
Wow.
Just turned 34.
I mean, you have him long term, too.
Yeah, year 13.
I mean, just think about it for a second. The combination of, if they keep OBJ, because I think if they win a championship, I think OBJ will take less money to stay.
Oh, yeah.
And you can see it on his face. He's happy to be there. They're about to win a Super Bowl.
They're winning.
I mean, and you keep him there with Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp. That is a trio you do not want to mess with. That is a trio that the NFC West should be feared.
He's got a quarterback that throws him the ball.
Right.
He's got a quarterback.
He's got a quarterback.
I mean, they have a running
First
game.
time since Eli.
Now, are they going to be able to afford to keep all these guys? Probably not. They're going to have to make some cuts. I don't know if Robert, would Von Miller take a discount to stay there to win another title? Maybe. They already have Aaron Donald locked up long term, so that's not a worry.
Jalen's locked up long term.
What about Cooper Kupp?
No, he's still on a rookie deal.
I think he's on a rookie deal still.
They're going to have to pay him.
They're going to have to pay him, but it
That's
won't be
coming up.
until...
They got one more year.
I think it's next year. That's when his contract expires. And then
Van Jefferson, he'll probably be gone.
That should be somebody the Seahawks should look into about picking up. Because Van Jefferson's good.
Yeah.
He's in a position where he's just, his talents, he's just down in the totem pole. There's too much depth on the team.
It's just so deep on offense.
Yeah, they're deep on offense. So he
It's
might
like-
be the odd man out, which then raises his stock value because he can fit a lot of teams that have quarterbacks that are capable of throwing the ball down the field.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I bring up the Seahawks, because the Seahawks could use somebody like that. I mean, they need a third wideout besides.
They need a lot, man.
Well, Bobby Wagner needs to renegotiate.
Somebody's going to get traded.
I mean, Bobby Wagner needs to get renegotiate. Russell Wilson ain't going nowhere. I think they're going to run it back this year, and then if nothing else fails after next season, if it turns into shit again, then you let him go, or you trade him off. At that point, then it's just you're cutting ties, so somebody will have to go.
I mean, he's a local boy. We gotta give our boy Coop some love. Let's watch.
Coop staying. If he wins a championship, he will do whatever to stay in L.A.
The only team he would ever leave for would be Seattle.
Cooper Kupp, yeah, I agree with that.
Well, it's because he's from
Yeah.
here.
I
From
agree with
Yakima.
that. But Super Bowl Sunday, 3:30, game time. Can't wait. I'm excited. As you can see, I got my Rams gear on today. We already went over Alvin Kamara. The Lakers with another disappointing loss tonight. Look, man.
You're playing so good against the Knicks too.
Here's the thing. I mean, as we reach closer to trade deadline on Thursday, I mean, there's not a lot of teams that they're making a case for, they're trying to get Jason Richardson. But this loss tonight was tough, and I kind of saw it happening. I mean, you're outgunned, you're outmanned, playing a loaded Bucks team who's on fire right now. Mm-hmm. They made a game of it. They cut it a 15-point loss. So, but there were some positive things you can take out of it. But they need to make a move, and I think they need to bring somebody in there that's going to give them a spark. I'm not sure who that person is. I would have liked to see C.J. McCollum on the team. He got traded to New Orleans today.
Josh Hart.
for Josh Hart and some other players and draft picks. Man, that's tough.
You think Dan Lillard could be on the move?
I don't think so. And here's the thing. I mean, I would like him to leave.
Well, Portland just blew
But
up the roster.
they didn't really blow the roster. I think they're making room so they can get some other guys in there. They didn't exactly blow the roster. Because you got to look at it like this. CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard have been playing together for, the last 5 years?
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't been working. So you have to make a change at some point. Now, I don't like the fact that we just shipped them off to a trash team as the New Orleans Pelicans because they're not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel sorry for Dame, man. I feel sorry for CJ because I wish it would have worked. And I like that tandem in your backcourt. But at some point, you're gonna have to move forward and just you have to change some things. We'll see if Portland makes some other moves. But the Lakers are trying to make a move for Josh Richardson, which I don't know how I feel about that. I think you need a little bit more than that. But we'll see. Trade deadline's Thursday. All-Star game rosters have been announced. Each captain's gonna make their picks this week. We already know the contestants for the skills challenge, the 3-point competition, and the dunk contest. The 3-point competition, the lineup, there's some heavy hitters in that. That's probably gonna be better than the dunk contest, to be honest with you. As the All-Star game closes in, my Lakers are 3 games under 500, still in the ninth spot. But LeBron James is back, so that gives me a little bit more confidence. But a valiant effort tonight. I mean, LeBron James. I mean, what can I say? He's like a man alone out there. I mean, Anthony Davis played well. He had 22 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. LeBron James, 27, 5 rebounds, 8 assists. Russell Westbrook, another abysmal performance in 26 minutes, 10 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 3-12 shooting. It's just bad. We don't have Carmelo. He's hurt. It's just bad. We need some things to change. The Lakers are 17-13 at home. They have their overall 26-29. So their road record is just abysmal. So what is that? 9-16 on the road. That's not going to get it done. You got to win on the road, man. Got to win on the road. As we wrap up the show, a couple other things I want to get into. We got UFC this Saturday. Asanya versus Whitaker 2. I think Asanya should win. They have a loaded card. I'll be watching that. I might go live stream on that for sure. And then the Oscar nominations were put up today. And I got to say, I was surprised on a couple of these Oscar nominations. And I'm going to go through the list here. And I think there was a few snubs, but I was looking at this list, and the nominees for Best Picture, and I'm going to go through it. Belfast, Coda, Don't Look Up, Drive My Car, Dune, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, Nightmare Alley, The Power of the Dog, and West Side Story. This Oscars this year is setting up for Power of the Dog to make almost a clean sweep. That was such a good movie. Dune, a lot of people were surprised, like, why is Dune not getting any more love? I'm like, here's the thing with Dune. You only brought out half the movie. You're missing a whole other half that we haven't seen. So next, when the second part of Dune comes out, I almost guarantee you they're going to do a clean sweep. But on this list, I don't think Nightmare Alley should be nominated for Best Picture. Even though it's a great movie, I don't think it was good enough. There was a couple others I think got snubbed. I think it comes down to either Power of the Dog and West Side Story. Those were 2 excellent movies. But I think Power of the Dog it's setting up. Because in past Oscar history, like Dune, for example. If Dune was gonna get some heat for being Best Picture, then they would be nominated in other categories, and they're really not nominated in any other categories. So they're not nominated for Best Picture or well, they are nominated for Best Picture, but they're not Best Director. They don't have anybody for Best Actress or Actor. As I go down the list, Best Actress. This is a tough category because all five of these ladies are pretty good. Kristen Stewart for Spencer, Nicole Kidman for being the Ricardos. That's she. I think Nicole Kidman or Penelope Cruz is gonna win it. Penelope Cruz for Parallel Mothers. Olivia Colman, she was really good in this role for The Lost Daughter, and Jessica Chastain for The Eye of Tammy Faye. I think it's coming down to Nicole Kidman or Penelope Cruz. For Best Actor, all four of these guys, you can't pick a wrong one. Denzel Washington for The Tragedy of Macbeth, Will Smith for King Richard, Andrew Garfield for Tick Tick Boom, which I think Tick Tick Boom should be in place of Nightmare Alley for Best Picture. Benedict Cumberbatch for Power of the Dog, and Javier Bardem for being the Ricardos. I mean, if you've seen The Tragedy of Macbeth, that was probably one of Denzel Washington's best roles. I mean, Will Smith in King Richard, if you haven't seen that movie, it's an excellent film, and Will Smith killed it. Andrew Garfield in Tick Tick Boom was awesome. I think it's going to come down to Benedict Cumberbatch or Denzel Washington for Best Actor for Power of the Dog. See, I keep going back to Power of the Dog because it's going to make a clean sweep, I'm telling you. Best Supporting Actress, Jessica Buckley for The Lost Daughter. Ariana DeBose for West Side Story. And I'm surprised that West Side Story is not getting a lot of love either. But Ariana DeBose, she took over that film. And I thought she was excellent. I think she's going to win the Best Supporting Actress. Judi Dench at Belfast was good. Kristen Dunst for Power of the Dog. I keep going back to it. Power of the Dog. They're trying to make a run. Best Supporting Actor. Out of the list here, I think it comes down to Jesse Plemons, who is married to Kristen Dunst and also played in Power of the Dog. And Cody Smith McPhee, who is deaf. I think he has he's the heads-on favorite to win Best Supporting Actress because you're going to have the first deaf person to win an Academy Award. So I think he's going to win that. Best Director, James Campion for Power of the Dog. I think he has the upper hand. Steven Spielberg for West Side Story is a close second. And Paul Thomas Anderson for Licorice Pizza is also on the list. Screenplay, The Power of the Dog, Lost Daughter, Dune. Best Adapted Screenplay, Drive My Car, and Coda. I didn't think Drive My Car was that good to be nominated in so many categories, but I think Power of the Dog, or it's kind of hard to give Dune Best Adapted Screenplay because we haven't seen the whole film. That's the whole problem with this movie is that we haven't seen it all. So, I mean, Dune's a great movie, don't get me wrong. It was a fabulous movie. Dune is also nominated for Best Cinematography. And it's also nominated for Best Visual Effects. I think Dune is going to win that hands down. Best Visual Effects nominees are Dune, Free Guy, which was a really good movie, No Time to Die, the last James Bond film, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. That movie was excellent. I should have thought it got more love. And Spider-Man No Way Home. I think Dune's going to kill all of those. No question about it. Visually, that movie was the best. Animated film, Enchanto is getting a lot of love. Best Cinematography, Dune, Nightmare Alley, Power of the Dog, Macbeth, and West Side Story. So yeah, a lot of these categories are out right now. You can look them up. They're all online, so you can kind of make your own determination about who you think is going to win these awards. But yeah, not a lot of love for Spider-Man. Which I'm surprised. I mean, but here's the thing. Not a lot of comic book movies win these awards except for visual effects or screenplays. And that's what the Academy Award writers, that they're about, like substance and plots and all that stuff. And So you get some of the more serious movies, but Dune's a serious movie. I was talking to a friend about it the other day, today when this list came out, he was like, "How come Dune's not getting love?" I was like, "Dude, they only released half the film. That's just when Dune Part 2 comes out, I'm telling you right now, it will probably do a clean sweep on most of these categories. Hands down. There has to be a movie that's going to knock their socks off for it to beat it. Because it can only get better from what we saw from the first Dune movie. So it's just going to get better. Tonight, we have the season finale of Book of Boba Fett. What am I expecting? I'm expecting war. I'm expecting a lot of people getting killed. I expect Boba Fett to actually be in it for more than 5 seconds. Because the last 2 episodes, there's been a lot of Mando and Grogu. And it's a Boba Fett show. So we haven't seen it. So tonight's season finale, I'll give I'm still on the fence on this show. I was kind of on the fence before these last 2 episodes. The last 2 episodes, I've got 1 foot over the fence now, as far as how good the show is going to be. But if it's anything other than a war and a bloodbath tonight, I'm going to pull that foot right back over and I'll probably be jumping off. I don't want to be like that, but it's just like, it's been a little disappointing since this show released. I can't say the same thing about Peacemaker, because Peacemaker has been amazing. Every single episode has gotten better and better. And then this Sunday, the one thing I'm going to be looking for, now I found out today that new Lord of the Rings show that's coming out in September is dropping their trailer on Sunday. They had the Lord of the Rings of Power show that they're going to have on Amazon. They had a little trailer a couple weeks ago, back in January, and it was just showing molten lava and the ring and stuff like that. And then they came out with the 23 movie posters, all 23 rings, and they were just showing hands with swords in their hand. Now we actually get to see a trailer and kind of see what the plot point is in the show. Now, rumor has it that they have spent about $55 million per episode. That's some crack prices. That is Game of Thrones times 2 crack prices. $55 million. That's movie quality type stuff. So per episode. So that's what I'm expecting. Now, do I expect it to be better than The Hobbit or any of the Lord of the Rings movies? No, but I mean, when you're spending $55 million on an episode, there's going to be some high quality stuff there. I mean, so that's what I'm expecting. The hype around this show is real. A lot of people are really excited about it, and it just so happens that Amazon Prime has upped their membership fee. Go figure. Right before the show is going to relaunch, it's going to go up like $20. But it'll be well worth it. So I'm really excited for that trailer. I know they're expecting to launch the new Doctor Strange trailer Super Bowl Sunday. Also, the new Jurassic World Dominion trailer is coming out on Sunday. I'm super excited about that. And then I believe the Batman trailer is coming out on Sunday. By the way, tickets for the Batman go on sale this week on Friday. I will be buying tickets for those, so stay tuned for that, because that's one of my most anticipated movies of the year that I'm waiting for, and it's coming out in a month. So thank you guys for tuning in. Comment, like, subscribe, share the page, please. Tell your friends and neighbor. We're getting a lot of traction. I got people at work asking about the podcast now, which is crazy. People showing up talking about I'm famous. I'm far from famous, but thank you. So, I mean, I appreciate the love and what everybody's been, the support that I'm getting, because there's a lot of people that want to support the show, and it's cool. And but you guys give me some ideas. Let me know what you think of all these topics we talked about today. Next week, one episode left.
Season finale.
Post Super Bowl. What's going to be the result of Sunday? Let me know what you think. You already know who I'm going with. I already said the score. 27-21. So if the line moves, because right now it's at 48.5. I have it 27-21. So I'm going with the under on the total score. But if the line moves, I predict it will, as we get closer to Sunday. By Friday, I think it'll go up, possibly. So, if some guys come off of injuries and they're playing healthy, so we'll see. But it'll be a post Super Bowl review of the season, preview of the upcoming season, because the draft will be in April. Got a lot of things going on. I mean, who's going to fill up the rest of these coaching vacancies? As we know, there's only a few left, so we're winding down. Draft order, who's going to be taking number 1 as we preview the draft. The NFL don't ever sleep. It just takes a little nap. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It takes a nap for a few weeks, and it gets right back up for the draft. So we got to think about that. Coaching vacancies, where these free agents are going to be going. We got some moving parts that we just like yesterday with the Kyler Murray situation. What's going to happen? Is Russell Wilson going to get traded? I doubt it. Where's Aaron Rodgers going to go? You're hearing a lot of different rumors now. It's not just a couple teams anymore. There's several teams in the mix. I'm hearing Indianapolis. Ooh, that'll be intriguing. Oh, he goes to Indianapolis because you already know wherever Aaron Rodgers goes, DeAndre.
I get it.
Devontae Adams is going with him.
I get it.
So I'm hearing Indianapolis. And I'm gonna leave it on this note before we go off here. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Aaron Rodgers needs to do himself a favor and just go to the AFC South. There's no competition. None. You can go to either Indianapolis or Tennessee. You're winning that division easy.
Tennessee and us are going to stick with Tannehill.
Would you rather have Tannehill or trade him off and have Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams on your squad with Julio Jones, with AJ?
That team predicates around running the ball with Derrick Henry.
Okay. Even better. It makes so much sense. I was thinking about it last night. I was like, why the hell is Aaron Rodgers trying to go to Denver and just put himself in a shit pile of just other quarterbacks when you can go to the AFC South and have a cakewalk because all you gotta do is
They're not Tennessee. He's not gonna go to Tennessee.
He's not going to go to Tennessee.
Why not? Did you not hear that he just is getting a house built in Tennessee?
Oh, cool.
Cool. He's rich as fuck.
Tom Brady built a house in Arizona and signed with the Bucks. Same here.
Okay, so he'll go to Indianapolis.
I can see that. He likes the cold.
He played a dome.
He playing a dome. It'll be indoors. He ain't never played no indoor stadium before. I'm telling you right now, it makes perfect sense. You only have to deal Houston for 2 games, Jacksonville for 2 games. If he goes to the Colts, then he'll beat Tennessee for 2. That's 6 wins easy. Easy.
Do the Colts have the ammo to trade for him?
You're gonna have to give us some parts. Not Jonathan Taylor. You have Devontae Adams on one side, and you have Michael Pittman Jr. on the other side. Oh my god, it's beautiful. I was like, why did I think that before? Why are you gonna go to the AFC West and just have to fight, scratch, and claw to win that division? It's gonna be tough.
They just gotta beat the Chiefs.
No. He doesn't have just to beat the Chiefs. The Chargers are good, right? What? Oh my god. Anyway, what do you guys think? Do you think Aaron Rodgers should go to AFC West? Like, it's not out of the realm of possibility. He's getting a house built in Tennessee, so either Tennessee or Indianapolis would work. I'm not saying he's gonna go there, but I mean, it makes. What did you think of it too? If I'm getting a house built in Tennessee. Let's see what.
Where in Tennessee is he getting?
I don't know where.
Is he getting built in Nashville or
Nashville somewhere?
Because that's a big difference.
Well, whatever. Why not? He can get a bus built just like fucking Phillip Rivers and just take him and his 30 kids every day back and forth from San Diego to LA. Shout out to Phillip Rivers. I love you, man. I miss you. All right, guys. Next week, season finale. We'll recap everything. Everything. Even Aaron Rodgers and his new house. Until then, peace and love.